This Daf Yerushalmi Challah, and the article also additional Daf Mem Ches Amud Aleph. Beginning of the Gemara, third line down, Tani Rebbe Chia, which in the Vilna is on the Kaf Ches Amud Aleph, right at the top. As I said at the beginning of the Gemara, Tani Rebbe Chia. So in the mission we said that they Nita Ishtkoy brought challah from Beitur, which is the Chutzlarts. Well, keep in mind they were not accepted. So Tani Rebbe Chia told Brisa, because of the lame, they made a decree upon them. Made them take them back to Chutzlarts. Ami Rabbi Barzad said, Efshar? Says possible. Normally it says Efshar Cain. Name it. Efshar is possible. Lochlo. So to eat it, Beretz Yisrael, Einad Yochel. You can't that you can't do. To Shelo Yamru, to bring the Truma Tmeya Shnei Chels. So we saw Truma Tmeya because Chalas Chutz, so it's obviously be tummy because it's there's too much Eretz Amim, right? So that you can't eat it. So fine. Again, Lochla Einad so you can't. Shelo Yamru, Truma Tmeya Shnei So they shouldn't say so. Truma Tmeya that's eaten. With Sarfa to burn it in Eretz Yisrael, and Yochel we can't do it either. So we made a Truma Torah in the surface. The people shouldn't say we saw Truma Torah burnt, because since Tumas Eretz Amim is not well known to people, and even if it's known, but they don't necessarily know this challah had Tumas Eretz Amim. So if you can't burn it, because then people are going to say Truma Torah is Nisrefes. Lachzira to take it back to Chutzarts Lim Kaima to its place. And you can't do either. So you can't. So people shouldn't say, "Oh, take truma from Eretz or Chutzarts," which is also forbidden. Chutzarts is tummy. So, how could it be? Is it possible? It's true. We don't know what to do with it. Can't eat it. Can't burn it. Can't take it back. But what does it mean? They said take it back. Okay, it's that. So what do you do? He argues He argues. He goes, if it's chalas chametz, you believe that Pesach, and you burn like any other chumas chametz. If it's a matzah, you have to. It's not explicit here. The Raful doesn't make I don't know what it is, but Levi Yerushalmi say that you have to. If it's a matzah, you have to leave it until it becomes tomei with a famous tumah, to which everybody knows. Then you can burn it. So again, if it's chumas chametz, menicha at a pace of sarfa. Amar Shimon Gamliel Shulchan said, "Near is Shimon Bar Kahana shoso yain shel truma ba'ako." I saw him drinking wine. I saw Shimon Kahana drinking wine, truma in Akko. Akko is part Eretz Chutz La'aretz. So he was drinking the wine in the Eretz Yisrael part. So Amar said, "Ze huva mi kilya." This is brought from Kilkia Chutz La'aretz. And what's the same Kilkia we have today? This is in Yehuda v'Shamron. The Gazru, love, they said, "Oh, whoa, stop! You can't drink this in Akko. Akko's Eretz Yisrael. It's getting chutz." They said, "B'shasya b'sfina." You can't. He can only drink it on a boat. Okay, not there so proper. So Gemara says, "How can you take it to a boat?" The Amy other than Toyim won't be able to make a mistake. Lamar they could say it should say according to the Gra, not Shemavin Shuma Chutzarts or but rather Shematzin Shuma Me'aretz the Chutzarts. Taking Shuma from Eretz to the Chutzarts, take it to a boat. The boat is Chutzarts. Presumably the boat is on the Mediterranean, right? So the number lo yar lako. So it could be Itaka was not, but it must not be Arkalia because Arkalia is would be a land route from the that city in the Arab city. I think it's in the West Bank. The Yehuda v'Shamron, as I said, there would be a land route overland from there to Akko. But it says lo yar lako is talking about where it didn't come down yet from the boat. Maybe that was a small river back then from Calcutta. Anyway, they don't think so. It didn't yet come down for the boat. Okay, Yaakov didn't come back to the boat. Seven people would not be kosher. So it's still on the boat. They said, keep it on the boat, drink the boat, don't bring it down onto land. Echad shasio, where do you drink it? On at sea. Min lachutz leifnim. Do you drink it? We said a few blocks ago. There's a imaginary line which goes from Bahar Turei Amnon down to Nachem Mitzrayim. So you drink it within that imaginary line, which is in the coastal waters of Eretz Yisrael, or outside the coastal waters of Eretz Yisrael. So Pashas would be outside that imaginary line because it's too much chutz, right? You won't want to. It must be that the boat is standing outside that chutz, and you eat it there because if they came into the chutz, then we have the same problem leaving the coastal waters as leaving the land proper. Because they're taking truma from Eretz Yisrael to Chutz La'aretz. So, Rabbi said, "I feel time lifnim." No, you can even drink it on the boat inside the fnim, inside the chut. Lo choshev maras ayin b'tzvina. Maras ayin is an iffy thing, and people are not concerned that there's going to be maras ayin on a boat. Since the Gra says it's not prevalent that people drink on the boat. Rabbanu not goyzer because marasayin. Okay, so the Gemara says, "Emasai Shimon Bar Kana." So it's Shimon Bar Kana who's drinking this wine of truma in the coastal waters of Akko. When did he live? B'mei Rabbi Elazar. He lived in the days of Rabbi Elazar. Okay, so now if that's the case, let's I guess. I'm going to bring evidence for this. Shimon Bar Kana have a mismech Rabbi Elazar. Shimon Bar Kana was supporting Rabbi Elazar. Rabbi Elazar was leaning as he was walking with Shimon Bar Kahana. So they passed by a fence. Amar lay and Rabbi Elazar said to him, "I said chad kisam nachse bring me a stick from this fence. I'll use a toothpick. I'll pick my teeth." Then he went back. He said, "You know what? Lo klum. I changed my mind. Don't bring me anything from the fence." But why? Amar said, "Din asi kol barnash mevekain." If every person come and take a little toothpick, even though each one might be a mechila, but if everybody does it, I have an Ozil Chicago to go, but this guy's fence is going to go the way of the toothpicks. So therefore, it's a it might not be a chashash gezel, but it's not an appropriate thing to do. So that's Kotaka brings down that based on this Gemara, Rashba says that even though Mikra you're allowed to take a pick from your friend's fence. It's not not Shava Pruta. There's Mechila and Midas Chasidus. It's also, and the Shulchan Aruch also says for Midas Chasidus it's inappropriate. So the it's interesting. The article continues the name of Moshe here and says that Moshe says that. Let's see if I know Moshe. Why be careful the Shimon Bar Kana is? Because he learned from Belezim Machmir on things even though they're not Osm Mitzad Din, and therefore it's Machmir to eat the. It sounds like it was his own initiative according to Moshe, but it doesn't sound like that way for the Gemara. That was to eat on the ship, supposed to bring it down to Akko itself. Okay, I'm not sure if that actually follows, but. Okay, so the Gemara says, "Lo Rabbi Zira kosher kol kach," not the Rabbi Zira. No, I skipped. No. Rabbi Chagai ever master Rabbi Zira. Rabbi Chagai was supporting Rabbi Zira. Over chad toin kamuva dikisin. So the person who was passed by carrying a load of wood. So Amar Lei, so Rabbi Zira said to Rabbi Chagai, who was supporting him, I see chakisim next to Shana. Bring me a toothpick to do my teeth. Chazar say low taste, low taste. Again, same idea. Don't bring me anything. I see called Baron Nash Banash. Beside became very person knows has a good move like Gavra. So this guy's load is going to be decimated. Lo Rabbi Zir kosher kokach. So Gemara says a fascinating thing. He says not because Rabbi Zir was so meticulous upon himself. Because really no Isser Gezel, because who cares about one toothpick? But Ela meaning the Yitzron, the words of our Creator, Shamalon Navdin, we listen to and we do them. Meaning that it sounds like this is not even Chasidus, but it's still something. The marking people from Gzela, right? In order to be madrich us in the mitzvah of separating ourselves from even the most remote chashash of Gezela. There's another interpretation here. Interesting. He says another interpretation, I think, is that from the Rasivilio, is the article comes down, is that it's not. Here's I mean Chasidus, because it's not stationary load. It's a moving load. With a fence, it's stationary. Everybody's going to come and take. But a load, it's here today, gone in a few hours. So therefore, there's no chashash that it's going to lose everything if I take a toothpick from the moving load. But he wanted us to understand that the Yetzer desires to take things under the under the radar, and this and to me it's Chassid. It's it's not even Midas Chassidus. It's still the market of Minag Zela, something like that. And according to this, he wants to change. It says that it's not Milan the Yitzran, the words of our Creator, but Milan the Yitzran, the words of our Yetzer Hara. It tells you this is the small thing. It's a tiny thing. Go ahead and do it. No, so therefore, he's saying, Muzir said, it is a tiny thing, but it's the wrong thing to do anyway. Okay. Alexandra will keep him in. I think this is a quote from the Mishnah. People Alexandria brought their house there, so they're not accepting them. So it's a kasha to Rabbi Chia. Why not make them take it back? The okay. So the Amare Mori, Amare Ba Mori, Rabbi Chia Rubahi. Now, normally Rabbi Chia Ruba is his title, right? Rabbi Chia the Great. But here it's saying, isn't Rabbi Chia the Great? And therefore, he has the capacity to change Girsas and Mishnayos. You can't answer him in Girsas and Mishnayos. Odi Islev goes on. He learns in the Mishnah that they were gozer upon them and made it go back. Okay, that's it's a fascinating idea. I'm not sure that's happening outside Megamara. I'm not sure the article will agree with that. No, Sitaka doesn't have that way. He just says not that he could change. Not the way he's saying it's not is Rabbi Chia the Ruba, which gives him special authority. No, it's not like that way. He says, isn't the same Rabbi Chia? So Rabbi Chia in the first case said, Hichzirum, even though it's not explicit Mishnah. In this case, also Hichzirum, even though it's not explicit Mishnah. So that, although, obviously, the Gemara itself brought down Rabbi Bobar's have to argue on this, but she does. So we'll say that both cases, it mean Rabbi Chia Ruba, again, not because he's Ruba, but Chia the Great will say in both cases that they made the Hichzirum. Okay, Anchi Artfuim may view Bikurim Kol Atzeres L'Kli So the people Artfuim with Mishnah said brought Bikurim before Atzeres did not accept from them. Tziyatam we learned over there Ein Mevin Bakur Mashkin. What's where so the more asks from that which says in Truma, so you can't be Bikurim Mashkin except for Yetzim and Zaysim and Novim. So it's really then they're going next case, not in this case, even though it should say b'chulei. It should be it's going at Yosef Kohen. It's not even going next case. Next is Ben Atitas, but because some Bavel, it's going Yosef Kohen. Hey, you call Yayim B'Shem Belokim B'Mena. Okay, so the so see it Tamon and being B'Kur Mashkin, right? So except for but there it says in Trumas Pekid Al Gimel that you can bring olive oil and grape juice. So why didn't they accept it from Yossi HaKohen, the Bikur of Yaim Shemin? Rabbi here, so it says here on MV Kurim Mashkin, which they the Chule is going on, except for Yaim Shemin. The Chutzmi, because that says MV Kurim Mashkin, Chutzmi Yotzim Nazes, the numbers you can bring. Rabbi Lezer said, Kini Maslisa. So it says that which says in Mishnah you can't make from Bikurim Mashkin, even when they come to the hand of Kohen, except for Zaysim and Novim. But he still brings the Bikurim. He shouldn't bring Mashkin, even Yain and Shemin. So he's saying that Mishnah over there says being Bikurim Mashkin Chutz Yitzim and Zaysim and Novim doesn't mean you can bring Zaysim and Novim as beverages. No, it means you don't make fruit of bikurim into beverages. The only ones you can make into beverages are grapes and olives. Okay, so that's what he says. And no sim bikurim mashkin. Film which is zachaben bailim, even once the owner of the Kohen gets it, except for even once the Kohen gets it, except for olives and grapes. But Yisrael, or wherever else is bringing the Bikurim, can never bring Bikurim Mashkin. V'atani derek Bikurim Mashkin Lavion. So, Minayin, so sorry, V'atani derek Bikurim Mashkin Lavion Minayin Shavi. That says in the Brisa, which will be brought down in the Bami Chun Kufchav and Echidav, when the derech, when you not dorach, not derech, dorach bikurim mashkel avion talks there about where you pressed your grapes. You stepped on them, right, to press them. In order to bring them as mashke, how you know you can bring them? And it says, because it says, you can bring them, because it says in Pasuk Shmos you tell she's prepared maschot tavi. So it says, Tani dorach bikurim mashkel avion. Now it should be tamul amar tavi. I guess it's actual tavi. Tipach l'aktim mishar b'yishayna amnaskein. So the answer is, it depends. If you initially, when you could gather them with the intent of bringing them as wine and oil, then you can bring as wine and oil. But here by Yossi HaKohen in our Mishnah looked on a Mishar Rishon Asking. He didn't initially collect it for that purpose, and therefore he was not allowed to bring it as Yayin v'Shemen. And that brings us mamish precisely to the bottom of Mem Ches Amud Beis. We'll stop here for today.